Hey guys, ILene Vick here for Teaching Adult Coloring with ILene Vick. It is Monday, November 1st at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, and I am live. Hey guys, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Doesn't matter if you color or not. You're invited in for company and companionship. And that's what we're all about here. Welcome to my Facebook peeps who come in and chat. And welcome to my Facebook peeps who lurk. My lurkers. Hi, Dorothy. And welcome to my YouTube viewers. All right. So don't forget we've got a contest from Dawn. Check announcements on the dates and the subject matter. Dawn D. Boyer. She always contributes lots of books and contests to our group, so we really enjoy her. So I hope you guys are having a good evening. And I hope you'll be spending a little time with me tonight. So when you pop in, just say hello. And then we'll go from there. Okay, so I've got several projects that I'm working on. I like to move around with them to give you guys a little bit of variety. So this is my Albrecht Dürer that I've been working on. And this is Very Merry Christmas by Debbie Macomber. Hi, Wanda. And this is an image that Dawn gave us to do. Something she just drew up. It's not in any of her books. Isn't that pretty? And then this is from Jeff HAYNIE. Hello, Jeanette. Welcome. This is from Jeff HAYNIE, who gave this to our group as a freebie, and this is for his upcoming book in November. November 22nd is when he said he's going to be launching it. Jeanette, how are you? So I think tonight I'm going to start with my Adam and Eve because I haven't done that for a while. And then I'll be moving on to some other pieces. Okay, so this is grayscale. Hello, Dawn. I take it Dawn's in the room. Haven't seen her yet, but Wanda's saying hi, so she must be here. Dawn, I'm going to be working on the piece tonight. So first I thought, like I said, I would do a little bit on Albrecht Dürer. Oh, let's see here. Get a fresh paper towel for my hand. Dawn, you in here? Just popping in for a few minutes. Okay, I'll tell you what, Dawn. She says, just popping in for a few minutes. My brain is boiled after 10 hours a day of editing and writing. Oh. Well, Dawn, how about I work on your image for a while then? Let's do that. So I've got my Inca Gold. Hello, Maggie. Good to see you. Maggie is in the room. Okay, so Dawn's in the room. Hey, Dawn, by the way, I was looking at those mask pictures. I really like them. Zoom in. Zoom in. Oh, Dawn, you know I wouldn't do that to you. I do have some feedback that I do want to give you, though. Dawn says, excellent, you hadn't said anything, and I was imagining, oh, she hates them and was just being too kind to say. Oh, Dawn, you and I have a better relationship than that. Oh, thanks, Dawn. I'm glad you like the coloring. It's a very subtle color shift. So I'm using my Brett Funner Inca Gold, and I'm also using my Brett Funner, these are both a 520, Salmon Pearl Orange. Now that's an interesting name. Zoom in. Zoom in. Yeah, and I can definitely see it at normal, you know, page viewing. And I want you guys to notice that this has a pearlescent shimmer to it. So that's what's giving us this really nice color change. Now, I've always talked about this, is don't forget that when you are doing petals and wings, feathers, whoops, always helps when I stay on camera, zoom out, zoom out, that you always want to end on a ragged line. You don't want to be even. Okay, and let me do one more and then we'll take a look at this. Yeah, I'll feather this out. Now remember that I always tell you guys, not to end a color. We've got a break right here. So you want to bring that color on the other side just a little bit if you can at all. Otherwise it looks a little weird. Now obviously if you can't do that, you don't do it. Hi Rhonda. Rhonda, I'm going to be working on Albrecht Dürer tonight, by the way, just to let you know. Zoom out. Rhonda got to play in the MRI machine today. So Rhonda, did you get both your tests done? Okay. And again, for those of you that just popped into the room, this image is from Dawn, Denise Boyer. She contributed it to the group for us to color. So, Rhonda, when they did your test today, did they run it in the same machine or move you to a different one? Okay, now notice again how I'm leaving this jagged edge. Okay. Now, this color change is very subtle. If you want to, same machine both at one time. So cold in there. Yeah, I know it. All right, let's take a quick look at this. Zoom out. Zoom out. How long were you in there altogether, Rhonda? All right. Hold on, one more little segment here. Over an hour and a half. Oh. In a cold room. Well, doggone it, I hope the Kim, who took you to the test? Did Kim take you, your daughter? And I hope she took you out to lunch afterwards. Okay, zoom out. Zoom out. All right, do you guys see how this is coming out beautifully with this splay? Yeah, that is a long time in that machine. Doggone it. Zoom in. Zoom in. Zoom in. Oh, she wasn't able to come with you today. So you took the Brookdale bus. She had to work today. I'd rather her doctor go to doctor appointments with you. Yeah. Well, Rhonda, I'm glad that you got that done. Okay. Now again, notice I've got this color combination. So does anybody else have some interesting information to update me with? There we go. All right, everybody see how beautifully now this is coming out. Somebody tell me something fun. Dawn is saying go vote tomorrow. Yep. And Kim said that she'll pray for good results. Excellent. Oh man, I hope you guys can see how beautifully this is coming out. Okay, so we've got the darker color at the top. Anyone else have anything interesting to talk about that they happen to today? Then you guys can all put your noses in your coloring books and color. Anyone heard from Maddie? She went to the ER again. Oh, did not know that. I'll check in on her, Rhonda. Thank you. Okay. Now, notice how I'm bringing this darker color down. Oh, she was throwing up and not able to keep anything down, in a lot of pain from the stone. Oh, man. Yeah, she's trying to pass that kidney stone. All right. I know that that's been bugging her for the last week or two. Doggone it. Okay, let me do a couple more feathers. So Wanda said the last post that I saw, she'd finally gotten into her room. She's been waiting almost all day. Ugh. Hi, Sarah. Sarah says, hope you feel better soon, Maddie. Maddie. Oh, geez, once my gallbladder, which caused lots of nausea and vomiting, was removed, I felt so much better. Dawn says, I would rather go through childbirth with triplets without anesthesia, epidural, than go through kidney stones again. Those are the worst pain ever. Oh. Yeah, you can't exactly remove the kidney. Unless you're donating it, right? Okay, now notice how I'm running this darker color down the side. And remember, guys, keep turning your pencils as you color. And what I want you to see as I'm doing this is this, it really is starting to come out to be a beautiful piece. I have never had the pleasure of kidney stones, but then again, I drink tons of water. I used to drink pop soda, whatever you want to call it. Diet Pepsi, tons of it. Dawn says she got to run. Coloring is looking awesome so far. Thanks for letting me peep in for a few minutes. Can't wait to see the final results. Hold on, Dawn. Let me show you this. Zoom out. Zoom out. Zoom out. There you go. See, now you're starting to see the full results. So I just wanted to show you that. Yeah, it's coming. And Wanda said that she just got her first copy of A Horse's Beauty today. Good. Zoom in. Well, Don, I'm glad you're liking what I'm doing to your creation. It always helps when the author's happy with your work. Okay, now, here's what I want to show you. This is my dark color. And again, this is the color that I'm putting at the top. And this is my Brett Funner Inca Gold. Now, what I want you to notice, see, we've got a back portion here of the bird. Hi, Rita. Rita from Guatemala. Sarah says, Dawn, your style is evolving. That's a hard thing to do. I love the dragon and the crane. Yeah. Well, hopefully I can do it justice while I'm coloring it. All right. And for anybody that's new, please say hello. Okay. And for anybody that just came in, Wanda said she just got her copy of A Horse's Beauty. All right. Zoom in. And again, we've got this subtle darker brown at the top, and then I've got my goldish pumpkin orange color at the bottom. All right, zoom out. Let's take a look at this now. Isn't that pretty? All right. And then I'm just going through. Oh, Sarah says, I have good news. Always want to hear that. After the constant stomach problems, I have no enamel on my teeth and they are falling out. But good news, I'm getting the impressions taken on the 15th for dentures, so I'm finally able to afford them. Oh, Sarah, wonderful. Excellent, excellent, excellent. So happy for you. Okay, so I'm also taking my pencil and notice how I am playing out here the feathers on the border. And you can see now how that's going to make this whole piece look complete. Zoom out. Check that out, everybody. So again, don't ever hesitate to add your add-ons. You know I talk about that all the time. Queen of Custom Coloring. And I love how this sweep looks. Isn't that pretty? So Wanda says that Sarah Thacker sent me a picture of her holding my horse book, so I told her I would make up the color guide for it this evening. All right. Oh, isn't that beautiful? So notice now that I've left the remainder of this body open yet. So we can come up with some nice colors for the body. All right, let's see what kind of trouble we can get into here. So what are you guys working on tonight while we're chatting? I know you guys like to color during my broadcast. I just got to get you guys chatting a little bit. Carbs. Maggie says carbs, C-A-R-B-S-T-S. What is that? Okay, I'm going to take a yellow. This is a lemon yellow color by Starjoy. And I'm going to take a cadmium yellow deep, also by Starjoy. Oh, cat bats, sorry. I hope you guys have been having as much fun with cat bats as I've been showing you. Okay, zoom in. Maggie, have you been having fun with that cat bats? Zoom in. Zoom in. Okay, I'm going to start with my darker orange. At the ends. Wanda says she'll be popping back and forth but listening to the broadcast. Okay, Wanda. Great. So if we need to chat with you, you'll hear us. Okay, so notice that I'm putting my darker color at the base. Excuse me. Oh, Sarah says she's having French onion mango chicken with baked potatoes for dinner tonight. Ooh. Normally that would sound very good to me, but I just ate a full meal, so enjoy. All right, now I'm going to use my yellow. And I'll go ahead and blend that yellow in with the orange. And notice by putting the orange in on these other pieces, of course, that ties in what I've done with the feathers. Okay? So let's go ahead and get this around here. Now, remember, whenever you put your colors down, guys, they're there. And sometimes people will put down a base color, and then we'll put another color on top of that, which is fine. That's what you do. But they may not necessarily realize the influence that those undertones are going to have. And I'll also remind you, and I've talked a lot about this, about putting in that black, where you put in just a little bit. Enough for the brain to see, but you don't have to jam it into your paper. Oh, how pretty this is. And I absolutely love this background. All right. Now, I want you to see the difference. See the difference between my blended yellow and orange and just my orange. So you can see how really pretty that makes that look by adding that extra step. The other option that we could have done is just put in a base yellow and then put the orange on top of that. But I didn't want my darker orange to get lost. Okay, so let me move down just a little bit here. And remember, guys, as you're coloring, if you make what you think is a goof, just keep going with it. Go with the flow. And by the way, what did you guys think? Did you see the daily comic that I posted today about the cat and the tree? And basically the comment from the cat was that Mom keeps putting me up into this tree because they keep sending ugly firemen, so the owner keeps putting the cat up there until she gets some decent ones. Maggie, why don't you wait until I get to the cats and the bats? I would probably add a very, very light hint of bluish gray. And as soon as I saw that little funny, I thought of Wanda and Kristen. I tried to tag Kristen in it, but I couldn't. Her name wouldn't pop up. I thought you'd get a kick out of that, Wanda. Yeah, I'll get to it today. And Maggie, remember, if you want something colored, just tell me. I'm very fluid when I'm coloring. So please speak up. Okay, so notice how I'm blending now, this yellow and this orange. And we'll pull that down here. Now, again, you may not be thrilled with the color combination that I'm doing on here, and that's fine. But I want you to see the technique. Wanda, is Amazon going to send me a replacement book? Coloring book of the buds and butterflies. Now remember guys that Star Joy pencils are a little waxier. So you may want to keep that in mind. Oh man, that's pretty. Okay, Wanda. Oh, and that reminds me, guys. It is very, very important when you, we ask that you rate Wanda's book on Amazon. Please, 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 though, do not remove stars for the problems with the printing. Just rate it on how you like the book and the subject matter and how much you like the book itself. If you take off stars on it because the printing was bad, the printer doesn't see that, but it just hurts the author. In this case, it's going to hurt Wanda. So please keep that in mind when you rate the book. Oh, is this pretty? Zoom out. Zoom out. What do you think of that, guys? Okay. And Maggie, sit tight on that sky with the bat cats because I'm going to go ahead. I'll do that next. Okay. Now, I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of the bird in yellow, and then I'm going to tint it with the orange. So now you'll see the difference. I'm putting the base yellow in. Zoom in. And then I'll, like I said, I'll tint that with the orange. And interestingly enough, I'm getting a little bit of orange coming out of this pencil. Okay. Zoom out. Isn't that beautiful? Now I'm going to go back with my orange. And this is my Starjoy Cadmium Yellow Deep. Zoom in. And we'll go ahead and color in that beak. Now you guys know that I'm all about multiple colors, right? So I'm going to go ahead and get a slightly darker orange. And this is my Prismacolor Pumpkin Orange. And I'm just going to tint. Basically the outer edges. And I'm going to put a little bit of my Faber-Castell 103 on there because that orange is tending to spot a little bit. Now the one thing you've got to watch is when you've got a black background like this, excuse me, I'm getting a sore throat. When you have a black background like this, you want to be very careful you don't get your color on there because it affects the sharpness. So watch your edges. Okay, now I'm using my cadmium yellow deep. That's the color, cadmium yellow deep by Starjoy. And this is the orange that I used on the back part of the bird. And I'm just going to add a little bit of orange shading on this. Not much. And I want you to notice that I'm going around on the edges here. And then we'll go ahead and blend that in. If you gargle with witch hazel, which I don't have in the house, a few times before you go to sleep tonight, if you can go off and do it now, it would help. It'll get rid of the sore throat, and gargle a few times with witch hazel tomorrow. It's a marvelous cure for sore throats, especially when they're just starting. Oh yeah, I don't have any. Thank you. Okay, now notice that I'm just working in the orange very lightly, and I'm just doing it along the bottom here. Yes, I have mouthwash. That'll work? Okay. Let me finish this one section and then I'll go do that. Thank you so much, Rita. So if I had witch hazel, would I use it full strength? Okay, now notice that I'm putting the orange on here. Zoom out. I love how you guys take care of me. Okay guys, I'll be right back. Let me put that off to the side so you have something to look at here. Do me a favor and chat amongst yourselves, please, so if anybody else comes in, they'll enjoy it. I will be back momentarily. Thanks again, Rita. Back in a second. Okay, I'm back. Also hydrogen peroxide. I do have hydrogen peroxide. And Rita had said yes, full strength on the witch hazel. You can swallow a little bit of it. Okay. Hi, Sandy. Okay. So I've got the orange and the yellow now on the neck. And I want you to notice that I'm bringing now that orange up into the neck a little bit. So I've got it darker at the bottom, and then I'm bringing it up into the neck to shade that. Zoom in. And I'm going to go ahead and add just a tint of my darker, of my orange. And again, this is my cadmium yellow deep. And we'll get that little bit of glow on the bird. And keep your edges very, very clean. Alright, let me turn this a little bit for you. And notice, guys, now that this orange is just near the top. Okay? Or near the edge, I should say. And we can darken it accordingly. And then, of course, clean off your edges. Okay. Zoom out. Zoom out. So what do you think, guys? You've got a really nice glow on the bird here, along this edge here. I've got the lighter orange and yellow, and then I have the splay of the feathers. And I think that with the black background, I'm going to go ahead and color in or just draw in the beak line. So we'll put a little bit there, zoom in, zoom in, zoom in. Rita, I don't know if you saw this one question. Oh, no, Rita asked, do you dilute the hydrogen peroxide? I use hydrogen peroxide for ear infection as well. I use it for wax buildup. And I'm going to add a little bit of black for the eye. Now notice I just didn't draw a round eye. I drew more of a slit. See? which I think looks better. Well, Sarah, I'm on every night at 7 p.m. Central, so even if you don't get the notification, that, you'll know. I don't know what time zone you're in. You'll have to figure that difference out. Wax buildup and ear infections, a drop in each ear, 2 drops in each ear really clears it up fast, especially for children. Yeah, you're talking about hydrogen peroxide. I use it full strength. And when there's wax in the ear, it fizzes and then it tickles. Zoom out. Okay, so Sarah, I'm in Central as well, so 7 p.m. every night I'm here. So if you're not getting notifications, just pop in. Rhonda sets an alarm now so she doesn't miss it. Zoom out. Zoom out. Look at that. What do you guys think? Look at that wing, how it splays beautifully. Now, I missed a little bit of the tail on the dragon. I'm not going to do it tonight. Yeah, it's 8 o'clock Rhonda's time. I really hope you're enjoying this picture. I hope Dawn likes what I'm doing to it. Okay, I hope you're having fun doing this, guys. Any questions or comments before I change over? Okay, so this is our Jeff HAYNIE, and I'll go ahead and work on that sky for you. And particularly the question came up about the clouds. So Maggie, you still with us? Let's see what we got here. I'm glad you're enjoying it, Rhonda. I think now that I put in the gray background, that really popped it out forward. Maggie, are you still with us? Okay, I'm going to take my Arteza pen and I am going to play with our clouds. Zoom in. Zoom in. So you guys know that I like to outline our clouds with white. So I hope you guys can still follow along with me on this. Now I want you to remember, when you're using your gel pens, zoom in, zoom in. I've developed a touch with them where I'm not exactly scraping the roller ball that's in the pen on the paper. It's hard to explain. You'll have to play with it for yourself. But I'm very lightly touching the surface, and what it does is it brings out the ink. It's a very, very light touch. Okay. Let me move you up to this top one. I'm at the upper right hand corner, just to orient you a little bit. Oh, no, I'm going to change. Excuse me. I'm going to go to the left. Sorry about that. So this is the top left corner that I just did. And now I'm going to just slide down and go ahead and do this next cloud. Now, I don't mind if the gray shows through a little bit when I white this out, because these clouds are nighttime, kind of nighttime grayish. Will somebody do me a favor and send a text to Maggie and tell her that I'm doing the clouds for her? Rhonda, do you mind doing that for me? Now, I want you to notice that as I'm doing these clouds, I'm going ahead and I'm adding a little bit of extra line here. And when I pull out, you'll be able to see that. Yeah. And I'm going to go back up to this top one. And I want you to notice the little curve that I'm adding. And that way we're making our clouds a little puffier. Okay? Alright. So I'm still on the left, just to orient you. And taking that white gel pen and blotting out these lines. Now I'm just going to run this cloud a little further. See how I'm doing that? Okay, Maggie, good. I'm doing clouds. And again, I'm just running an extra line. And my pen of choice is the Arteza white gel pen. I love it. Okay, so here we go. We're bringing that down. And just curling that around. Now, I want to show you something here. Do you see how this part of the cloud is coming down into the border of the paper? So I'm just going to pretend that it's rolling around, and I'm going to bring it back up on the other side. See how I'm doing that? So see, I just pretended that was rolling around, and I continued up the other side. Just a neat little way to make your clouds. Okay, happy little clouds. Does that sound familiar, guys? Okay. So let me roll you over this way. And let's see, let's put a little extra roundness right here. Anybody have any question about this extra lines, the extra lines that I'm adding to the clouds? We want these to be poofy. Okay, that's looking pretty cool. Okay, Rhonda, what? You have a question? You said me? What's the me for? Okay, upper right hand corner. Oh, you think you missed the beginning? I was messaging Maggie. Okay. So all I'm doing right now is I'm just adding the white Arteza pen around the outside of the cloud. I'm covering the line that Jeff put in there. And then I'm going to bring that line up further. Sorry about the shadow. Okay, and now lower. Oh, you were talking about extra puffs. Okay. I'll show you how I'm adding extra puffs. So all I'm doing is I'm just extending the line. See that? A little hard to see because it's white on white. And all you have to do to add your little extra puffs is just extend the line from the cloud that you're already working on. Now, I'm just going to, right in the center, I'm going to make a circle here. See it? And if you carry it too far, just wipe it away with your finger. Whee! Okay, and our top. And then right here, you can just bring the line down. And make a couple of curves. Zoom out. Zoom out. Zoom out. Okay. Now, you'll notice that since I put the white pen on there, the line has come through a little bit and has made the line a soft gray. And that's perfect. Because what I'm going to be doing now, I'm going to be reverse creating the cloud. And what that means is, instead of coloring in the cloud, I'm going to emphasize the area around the cloud. So I'm going to use a smoky gray. This is a Shuttle Art pencil. Pencil. Zoom in. And what I'm going to do is very, very lightly shade around the clouds. Now, because of your layers, you may have to blend. You can see that that's looking just a little bit streaky, and that's fine. And the other thing I want you to be aware of is, normally I would tell you to turn your pencil while you're coloring. Don't turn your pencil. You want a flat side here. You don't want any sharp lines. So I'm not turning my pencil. And I'm outlining my clouds. Now, this seems a little counterintuitive. Let's say that this page had been blank. That's one of the ways that you can create clouds, is by coloring in around where the cloud would be and creating that shape by manipulating your background. And what I'm doing here is I'm emphasizing the closer I get to the cloud, I'm getting a little bit darker with my gray. Not much. You don't want any streaks, right? But right on the edge of the cloud, I'm going ahead and making that just a little bit darker. And then I'm blending that out. Hello, Cindy. Alright, and I'm just going to go back up to this top cloud for a moment. All right, let's take a look at this. Zoom out. Zoom out. Everybody see how I'm building up that gray around the individual clouds? Don't be afraid of your colors, guys. Alright, let me brush this off. And you can really see the difference now between everything on the left hand side and the right hand side. So the more that I emphasize these, the gray, which emphasizes the clouds, the more that this background with the bats recedes into the image, which is exactly what I want. Zoom in. And then of course be sure to blend that out. Do you guys remember the sailor that I did with the mermaid? And how I did the same type of thing by making the angry sea? Zoom in. Okay. Zoom out. Zoom out. Zoom out. Now, any area that looks a little rough and unblended, that is simply a matter of taking your Faber-Castell 103 and smoothing that out. Does everybody see now how that background is receding, the clouds are coming up, and it's giving this piece a lot of dimension? Now, we want to go ahead and give our clouds a little more shape. Zoom in, zoom in. So, same pencil, I'm going to put just a little bit of gray into the clouds. And I want you to remember that clouds are not 100% white, right? So I'm going to parallel some of my white with my gray. And I'm also going to add another little swish or two independently. See how I'm doing that? Now I realize that that looks like that's counterintuitive to do that. But remember, clouds are not 100% white. So that's why I'm going ahead and adding just a whisper of the gray. I'm just swishing my pencil. Make very, very sure that you understand the difference about what I'm doing. I'm not coloring in, I'm swishing my pencil. And we're just adding enough to give that a little bit of dimension. So here I've done it around my white, as you can see. And then I'm going to go ahead and draw a couple of other lines that are independent of the white ones that I put in there. Okay. So let's pop over to this one here. Same thing. Notice how I'm adding that gray inside of this little curve that I put in before in white. Anybody have any questions about that? And let's go ahead and do the one at the top. Zoom out. Zoom out. Questions, comments? And if you feel like you need a little more color, around your edges, go ahead and do that. Again, just as long as you make sure that you blend, you'll be fine. So, does that answer your question about doing clouds in this picture? Maggie, what do you think? Maggie says, I love it. I went darker but really like what I did. Excellent. That's fine. If you want to go a little bit darker, that's fine. Sure. So did it help what I showed you? You just got to play with it. As long as it helped you, that's fine, and then you can develop your own style. Okay. I think we're in pretty good shape. Now, if you wanted to, I've got a couple of cloud templates, and you can go ahead and overlay those cloud templates on the clouds that are already in the picture. Now, the one cloud that we need to make sure that's pretty defined is this one here, because the cat looks like he's got his claws into it. So we just need to make sure that that's very clear what's what. And the other thing that you can do too, Wanda says, it looks like Maddie will be spending the night in the ER. She's feeling better though. Wanda, thanks so much for the update. Now, if you feel so inclined, and if you think that it makes things look better, you can go ahead and outline your clouds in the gray. And that's because we've got that white. Yeah, I would want to know right away. Thank you. Zoom in. Zoom in. Since we went ahead and outlined the cloud, and I know Maddie, yeah, I'm glad they didn't just send her home again either. And knowing Maddie, she wouldn't want to interrupt the broadcast, so that's why she hasn't contacted me right now. Notice how I'm outlining the cloud with a little more gray. You can certainly do that as well, because there's enough of a dividing line here that you can see very clearly what is cloud and what isn't. So do you see how I'm doing that? Is I'm just basically paralleling and gently shading in that cloud. Ooh, that area looks messy. She's on morphine right now, so feeling better, yeah. Alright, so notice how I'm lightly shading the outside edges of the clouds. And that's giving us a little more definition as well. Now, each of us has our own interpretation about what clouds look like. So it's totally up to you how you want to shade. And notice here you're shading on white, and on the outside you're shading on gray. All right. So there's a little thicker gray around the edges of the clouds. And I'm showing you this as an option as to how you want to go ahead and do this. And there, guys, there's a lot you can do with these clouds, because we've made this pretty clear with the background as to what is the grayish area and what are the clouds. And I'm just adding a little more shadow here. Now remember, that you can still play with this. You can tweak this, you can tweak that, you can blend this, you can blend that. Totally up to you what you want to do with this. Okay. Zoom out. Zoom out. What do you think? All right, let me grab some water. And thank you, Rita. My throat feels better. Okay, now I'm going to go back with my yellow around the outside of my moon. And I'm going to darken that a little bit because in all the blending that we've done, it got lost. Zoom in. Okay. And I want you to notice with this yellow is that I've got it just a little bit darker right next to the moon, and then I'm blending it out. And again, guys, don't be afraid of your pencils. So notice how I'm restoring that yellow around the outside of my moon now. Zoom out. Much, much better. All right, questions, comments, like it, don't like it? We have a few more cat faces to do, but I'm going to pop over to another project. I hope this gave you some ideas. And I want you to notice that I left this gray a little rough in here. This is not like super smoothed out. I want that turbulence. So this is left in for a reason, just like that. Okay, I think we're in pretty good shape with this. And again, if this is not your style, I want you to look at it from the standpoint of the different things that I did on it. All right. So since we've got about 45 minutes left, I'm going to pop over to my mailbox. I'll work on that Albrecht Dürer tomorrow. Sorry about that, Rhonda. Sit tight with it, please. We've made some great headway with this. And I want to go ahead and play with the envelopes a little bit. Yeah, when I start, Rhonda, when I do that Albrecht Dürer, I want to have the time. I don't want to be rushed with it. So that's why I'm waiting on it this evening. We're getting close to getting that done. And I want to have a decent amount of time to do it. Okay. So I'm just doing a little bit of cleanup. Okay, and as you said, you've got that vintage piece to work on. Good. Okay. So let's play. Zoom in. Zoom in. All right. Zoom in. Now, I know that this is just a little bow picture on an envelope, but I still want to do the dimensional stuff and play with it. So I'm using my Aegean Blue, which is an Arteza pencil, and that's an A106. And I'm going to leave my little shine spots on here. And then I'm going to take my white pencil, Prismacolor, and we'll go ahead and blend that together. And look how cute that looks by taking that extra step. And again, I know it's just supposed to be an envelope decoration, but this is our coloring page and we want it to look as cute as possible. So I'll color in that center. All right. Remember guys, when you color, you want every little thing to be a delight to your viewer. And if your viewer sees that you took the time, for example on this, to make that bow shine, they're going to notice that. Okay, same thing with this bow here. Took my blue, now I'm going to take my white and pop on top of that just to get that shine in there. And look how pretty that looks. All right, now get that little blue spot out of there. I'm going to do the same thing with the ribbon here. We'll go ahead and start our color. Now, if you want to make two shine spots, which is what I'm going to do, see, I'm going to come up here. This is going to be a shine spot right here. And then I want the top to be lighter. That's what I'm calling my shine spot. And then we'll have a gap at the bottom. And you'll see the effect that I'm going to get out of that in a second. White pencil. And check that out. Doesn't that look cool? There you go. And then I'm going to take my bread funner, cornflower blue. Hello, Dorothy. And we'll go ahead and add a nice background. Hello, Colleen. Colleen, I hope I didn't miss you earlier when you came in. Colleen, I'm so glad you could join us tonight. And I'm sorry I mispronounced your last name. Demick is what I meant to say. Now, again, as I always say, the most important part of your page is what? The part you're working on. So that means that you take your care in doing it, just for a few while you get ready for work. And remind me where you work, sweetie. All right, blender pencil. Okay, and look how pretty that blue is looking, guys. Night stock at Family Fair here in Michigan. Yeah. So check this out, guys. Well, Colleen, I'll quit asking you questions so you can get ready. But you can at least listen to the broadcast. And look how pretty that blue is coming out, guys. Isn't that cool? And I will leave that label white. Zoom out. Now, we've got a little bit of the blue that's smudged from the ribbon onto the blue that I put on the envelope, and that's perfectly fine. I think it looks pretty. So Colleen, what I think you need to do is take your phone with you, and if you have a phone plan that lets you do this, excuse me, is listen to the broadcast while you're stocking. Hey, I'll tell you what, Colleen, we appreciate you stockers. You don't have to answer. We need that stuff on the shelves. Okay. Now, hey, I'll tell you what, I was at Sam's the other day, and I happened to see the cleaning lady. She's a lady that walks around and picks up all the garbage that the idiots at Sam's drop. And I stopped and I thanked her for doing such a great job. And her face just lit up. Okay. Now, I'm going to take my same blue, my cornflower blue. No, I'm not. I'm going to take a slightly darker blue, which is my sky blue Starjoy. And I'm going to shade the edge of this envelope a little bit. Not much. So anyway, I told this lady what a great job she was doing, and like I said, her face just lit up. So next time you're in Sam's and you see the lady cleaning the floor, say something, will you? And I don't mean that she was mopping, she was just going through and picking up stuff. Okay, see that shading that I put on that envelope? Well, Colleen, think about it. If you guys weren't there at night stocking those shelves for us, we wouldn't have access to the stuff. And you, again, you don't have to answer. I know you're getting ready. Oh, look at what Rhonda said. Stocking and truck driving are almost emergency services. Yeah, exactly. I think I was telling you that I was talking to the people in Sam's the other day. There's no shortage of product. It's just that they can't find truck drivers, enough of them, to get the stuff to the stores. And it really is about time that people started appreciating stuff like that. And while I was also in Sam's, I've got a problem with my right knee, so I got to be really careful when I walk. And one of the young men there, I asked him to get me some chili boxes, and he went and got them for me because I couldn't find them. I probably walked by them 3 or 4 times, which I'm very good at, by the way. And so I was checking out, and I happened to see him at the front, and I happened to see a manager. So I asked the young man to come over in front of the manager, and I gave him a compliment to the manager. Guys, please do that, will you? Okay. So check out how that envelope looks. Zoom out. Zoom out. Zoom out. So Colleen, we really do appreciate you guys. And I'm really sorry that you don't hear that more often. Zoom in. Okay. This one here is screaming red at me. Zoom in. So I'm going to take my water-based marker and put little red doohickeys around here. So like I said, Colleen, if you can do it without burning up your phone time, put your earplugs in and listen to the broadcast. Okay, so details on this, guys. Details, details. Alright, and while I'm here, I have an ornament up here that I missed from the other day. So, I know I was using metallics, but I'm going to go ahead and color this in with my markers. And I'll make it bright enough that it looks like, zoom in, zoom in. I'll make it bright enough that it looks like kind of metallic-y like. Okay, so check out this design here. Let's see what we got here. So this design reminds me of Dorothy in the Yellow Brick Road. Remember how she had to start on a little swirly thing? I don't know why that stuff pops into my mind. Have you guys ever had the situation where you'll be sitting doing something like coloring and something weird will pop into your mind and you'll think, where in the world did I get that? And then last night, I was dreaming about MRIs in hospitals because Rhonda was on my mind. So I knew where that came from. Okay. Well, you're welcome, Rhonda. Okay. So again, this is a water-based marker. And I actually got smart this time and I used my little tiny tip instead of the big brush end, which is my usually go-to thing. And you guys had to ask me that one time, ILene, why aren't you using your fine point marker? Okay. Okay, check out how pretty this is looking. Now, guys, get yourself some. Either you can get Ohuhu water-based markers. They're not. I don't think they're very expensive, and that way you can do little things like this. You can also get Faber-Castell connector pens, which are fantastic. Okay, so we've got this ornament done. Zoom out. Cute. Zoom out. Sandy said she's using hers as I speak. Excellent. Her little marker pens. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. Now, you know I like to carry colors over. If I use it in one place, I like to use it in another. Zoom in. Zoom in. Let me get some water. Hold on a second. Zoom in. Okay. So this is where you're definitely going to want to use your little narrow piece. And I like this little pinkish color that I've got. Now, when you're doing Christmas presents, you can go kind of crazy with colors. Because everything is real festive. And I'll tell you what, while I'm hanging out here, oops, didn't mean to do that. Give me a moment here. I'm going to go ahead and use my fine point purple. Hopefully this isn't drying out on me. Okay, so bear with me here while I do this little guy, because I'm already here. Okay. So let me go ahead and continue now with my green and my pinkish color, salmon color. I'd call this a salmon color. Now, my suggestion is this. When you have little teeny tiny areas like this and you're mostly using colored pencil, switch to your markers That way you can get them done faster and more accurately. So you can see how fast this is going. Okay. And again, you can see how quickly this is going. We just got to fill in our little doobies here. Doobie doobie doo. And again, guys, if you're in a hurry, don't do an area like this. I know that that sounds basic, but you know, you'll get people that'll say, oh, I have to get this done, I have to get that done. And that so defeats what we're trying to do with the coloring. Now, I also want you to notice that since I had this light green on here, that's why I decided to use a lighter background color, because I wanted to continue with the motif of everything. So to me, this particular piece felt like just a nice light design. Okay, and you can see again how fast this is going. Okay. And remember, you can use marker with pencil. I get that question all the time. Okay, now let me show you something here as I'm getting over to this edge. And this is where I want you to think outside of the box. All right. Now see how fast that went? Now this is where I want you to be creative and decorative. Hold on, let me finish this one little segment. And I missed a couple trees here in between the stamps, so that's fine. I'll catch those in a minute, or at another time, I mean. Okay. And remember with marker as well, guys, if you color in little teeny tiny circles, your marker will go on a lot smoother and you won't have those streaks. All right, now let me show you this. So I've gotten to my edge here. And this is where I want you to be creative and fun. So I'm going to cap this for a second. And now what I'm going to do is use a totally different color. To do that edge. So let me turn you around here, zoom out, zoom out. And instead of extending that pink on the other side, I'm going to go ahead and go with a completely different color. And this is the kind of thing that I want you to think about. Remember, guys, I can't stress this enough. You are coloring for an audience, okay? And this is where you want to surprise and delight your audience. And this is why I do the little details that I do, because it really makes a difference. Okay, so we'll switch over to my fine point. And remember, you want to color your areas to be consistent. So if you have to go over them 2 or 3 times, you just want to make sure with your markers that they're the same shade. Okay, so let's take a look at this. I think you're going to like it. And remember to let your marker dry before you make any corrections on it. Zoom out. Alright, let me turn this the right way. Zoom out. Isn't that cool? So with just a little bit of effort here, I've got a really neat looking piece. Now, we've run out of time, so zoom in, zoom in. I'm going to grab my yellow pencil real quick, and I'll go ahead and color my light on my excuse me, flame. Now, if you want to play with it a little bit, and put a touch of red on there, you can do that too. Isn't that neat? And then when I go to finish this up, I'll go ahead and do different colors on there because it's like it's a stained glass window. Zoom in. So see, that's the little details I want you to see. Okay? Takes you 2 seconds, and it makes all the difference in the world. Okay? Zoom out. Zoom out. Now, personally speaking, oh, Sandy said she made hers orange. Perfect. Zoom out. And the thing that I want you to pick up on this is just the joy of doing detail stuff like that and making the whole thing look really terrific. So right now I'm just having fun with the envelopes. I've got a couple more spots here that I need to do on the outside, and I need to do the trees and then add some snow. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this. And I hope you had fun. I just hope you can see how pretty this is going to look, along with everything else. Alright guys, calling it an evening. I hope you learned something tonight. I love doing those clouds for you. And the phoenix. Gosh, 3 projects tonight. You guys take care. Guys, this is ILene Vick for Teaching Adult Coloring with ILene Vick. Guys, joyous, joyous coloring. Oh, I do feel better, Maggie. Thank you. Love you guys. Take care. Please take a moment and send Maddie a message. She'll answer when she's ready. Alright guys, thanks so much for spending time with me tonight. And of course, here comes Vicky. Who, when I look at her, she starts wagging her tail. Hi, Mom. Alright guys, take care. Bye.